Willie D Live.
Speaking of Auntie, let's talk. Let's talk about
Let's talk about
Auntie
Auntie
Angie's
Angie.
house.
Oh
You know
gosh,
what's going on with that?
that's my heart and joy.
Yeah.
From my own personal story, because I was that woman that came home. I was released from prison with a $25 check and a bus ticket and told to go start my life over. After giving birth to my daughter, chained to a bed with the sheriff watching, she was taken from me 24 hours later. She was given to my mother. 6 months after her birth, my mother died of a massive heart attack. She was given to my grandmother. 6 months after my mother died, my grandmother died, and then I came home 6 months later with nowhere to go. I came home to 3 garbage bags of clothes and 4 children that were waiting for me. I was a convicted felon. I couldn't get welfare. I couldn't get Section 8. I couldn't get a job. I'm being pushed around from shelter to shelter until I finally max out. And that was kind of when I began my journey switching from kind of like Democrat policies, because I realized that welfare was something that kept us stuck. It wasn't until I couldn't receive welfare that I actually found my way to becoming financially free by starting my own business. I was no longer up under their system. But with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, I knew that there were going to be more babies being born. I also knew that during this time that we were now facing a black maternal health crisis, to me was something I couldn't understand, because I'm from the days of Big Mama. My grandmother had 10 children in a shed, right? And all of them were healthy and all of them were born alive. So when I looked on the White House.gov and I saw that they said black women were dying 3 times likely compared to white women, regardless of income or education, my common sense kicked in, because I said, wait a minute, like that's almost like saying all the black cows are dying, or all the black horses are dying, or all the black dogs are dying, like just to say that I'm going to die because I'm black, when birth is the most natural thing on this planet. Everyone got here because someone birthed them. So I said, okay, if we have a black maternal health crisis, what is the solution to the black maternal health crisis? And the only thing I started seeing was abortion, abortion, abortion. So I said, well, if the black mother is dying giving birth to the baby, and then the black baby is dying during the abortion process, then that means black lives don't matter at all. What can I do to change this situation? We need to get back to natural birthing methods. If black women are dying, and this is my belief, I'm speaking for me, if black women are dying in a hospital giving birth, I believe that it's something more sinister happening, because birth is just so natural. And I've done the studies and I looked to see that doctors make $30,000 more when they perform a C-section. I don't think there's anything normal about a woman being cut in half to deliver a baby. But that's my own personal opinion. So Auntie Angie's house was born. And Auntie Angie's house specifically was created to eradicate the black maternal health crisis by helping people understand that choosing to keep the baby is also a choice. So I wanted to, because 80% of abortion clinics are in black communities, I wanted to put a life resource center there. So say, for instance, if you're hungry and you go to the corner, you want something to eat, you have a choice. You got McDonald's or you got Wendy's. There's always a choice. But in our communities, we get abortion clinics, and in their communities, they get fertility clinics. So I wanted to have an Auntie Angie's house everywhere that there was a Planned Parenthood, and I wanted black women to know that they have a life resource in their community that they can go to for help, they can go to for support, they can go through for housing, they can go through for counseling, they can go to for food, they can go to for diapers. So we're kind of a one-stop shop to help mothers just all the way get on their feet. We train them to work directly from their computers so we can rule out the issues of child care. The mother-baby bonding period to me is so very important, because my baby was taken from me. They're only babies for 2 years. And then they're up and they're grown and they're gone, and time never turns back. They just keep growing after that. And I wanted to make sure that once they leave Auntie Angie's house, that they're always in a position to be able to make money, to be able to provide for themselves and be able to provide for their children. So Auntie Angie's house was created, and I've created several organizations, but Auntie Angie's house has been one of the hardest fields for me to be in, because I believe that, it's just really an attack against life. And the work that I do comes with a lot of scrutiny from both sides. I'm up against a lot of powerful black women that believe there's liberation in abortion. I believe that there's liberation in birthing our children. So I've been kind of labeled as the enemy, you know, for fighting for these babies and fighting for these mothers, but I'm not going to stop. So Auntie Angie's house is there. Thankfully, Bobby gave me this opportunity to be able to work on his campaign, which has helped us spread the word more about the work that we're doing at Auntie Angie's house. It's also been able to give him a better understanding and Nicole a better understanding of the need to support, you know, women that choose life. There is nothing more rewarding than saving a life and changing a life at the same time. And that's what we do. And I'm not going to stop. I don't care how hard it gets. But I find liberation in saving Black life.